Hello, good day, guys. My name is Nick, technical analyst with SuperForex. Today, we are looking at a technical analysis on the currency pair euro JPY. And first, we'll be talking about fundamentals before we move right down to technicals, which is purely what we're seeing on the chart. Now we are seeing that euro JPY trades below 159.00 and JPY is still a bit vulnerable. And euro JPY traded with losses for a consecutive day and fell near the 158.60 area. The Bank of Japan remains very dovish and weakens the yen, while eyes on GDP data on Tuesday, and Eurozone, of course, released the Q2 GDP data on Wednesday at the start of the week. The Euro JPY is seen to have traded with mild losses below 159, with both currencies being traded weekly against their rivals on a quiet Monday, ahead of the gross domestic product from Japan and the Eurozone this week. On the JPY side, the USD JPY broke through the very important key level for the first time since November 2022, but there are still no signs of intervention from the local authorities to limit the yen's losses. Now, economic activity figures will be the week's highlight for the pair. On the Japanese side, on Tuesday, the QD gross domestic product figures will be released and are expected to have grown at an annualized pace of 3.1%. That being said, there are no signs, of course, from the Bank of Japan to pivot its dovish monetary policy or to intervene in the markets to control the JPY's downfall, which could pave out a way for further downside for the pair. Now, on the European side, the preliminary GDP figures from Q2 from the Euro area are expected to come in at 0.6% YOY yearly, matching the previous quarterly figures. In addition, we are seeing a lot more inflation data will be released very soon from the Eurozone, and both set data to watch to help investors to model their current expectations towards the next European Central Bank ECB decisions. Now, on a technical level, we are seeing that Euro JPY levels to watch suggest that a neutral to bearish technical outlook on the daily chart as bullish momentum wanes, having turned flat in positive territory. The RSI Relative Strength Index suggests a potential market equilibrium with balanced buying and selling pressure, while the moving average convergence histogram prints the stagnant green bars on the other hand, and appears above the 20, 100, and 200-day simple moving average, indicating that buyers are commanding the broader perspective of things. And we have important support levels at 158.00, 157.00, and also 156.00, and resistance level, of course, at 159.00. Checking our 4 hours time frame, we are seeing important levels also at 160.00 and also 161.00. Now, today's last price had opened at 158.76 and a total daily change of 0.04, 0.03, and total daily open at 158.72. And daily SMA 20, SMA 50, SMA 100, SMA 200 to be 156.52 and 155.53, as well as 151.38 and also 147.02, respectively. So that's our technical analysis on today's currency pair Euro JPY. Now let's move over to the stock markets. Hello, welcome back, guys. And on today's stock market, we'll be having a look at GAZPROM. And we're seeing that a 50% owned Russian gas giant GAZPROM has filed a lawsuit seeking 45.7 billion rubles, about $472 million from Italy's UniCredit, a guarantor of a project held by the EU sanctions. Russian court documents show that the court documents are being filed at the Court of Arbitration of St. Petersburg and the Leningrad region. No other details were available, and UniCredit did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Now, this has been having some significant effect on the market following what we have heard recently, and this should mean that at the open of the stock market, we're having at least a gap to reach out to the 182.22 regions, or at most the 183.99 resistance point before probably retracement or possible breakout of this resistance point. So putting our stop loss somewhere at 174.54 can go on a long trade to 184.04. And from this point to that point, we are looking at nothing less than 50 pips from that point, of course, which is good money. And that's our technical analysis on today's stock market, GAZPROM. I remain your host, Nick. Bye for now.